Canelo Alvarez has finally agreed to fight Terence Crawford, but there's one big condition. The money has to be right. Canelo seems open to making the fight happen, calling Crawford a great fighter, though he's 3 weight classes below him. Canelo shared, "I've faced bigger guys, smaller guys, older and younger opponents. At the end of the day, I was born to fight anyone, as long as it's on my terms. At this stage in my career, I'll take the best fights, but they need to benefit me. If the money is right, why not?" The chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, Turki Al-Sheikh, revealed plans to organize this super fight, potentially in December or January in the US. He added, "I'm working to bring Canelo on board, but it will also be a big fight for Crawford. We'll discuss the details with him." Crawford, who attended the Canelo MIA fight, was asked if he'd face Canelo after the event. He confidently replied, "Most definitely."
Good fight. McGee showed his heart, determination. He just wasn't stepping in. Canelo kind of looked like he carried him, though.
What do you think about that fight in terms of you fighting Canelo? Did you see opportunities for yourself?
Most definitely.
What kind?
A lot. You had to see the fight, but Canelo did good, McGee did good. It was a good.
Terence Crawford is currently the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world, entering the peak of his career. He's made it clear he wants to fight Canelo Alvarez and secure the biggest payday possible. Having recently moved up to 154 lbs, Crawford is gearing up to fight WBA title holder Israel Madrimov on August 3rd in Los Angeles, another event organized by Turki Al-Sheikh. This move to 154 lbs might signal that Crawford is preparing to eventually move up to 168 lbs and face Canelo. With the fight now seeming possible, many experts have weighed in on what might happen if these two boxing giants clash. Errol Spence Jr., a former Crawford opponent, shared his opinion, saying, "If Terence wants to be great, let him be. I don't know who would win, but I definitely pick Crawford."
I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, so you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So, I'll be going for Bud, if he fight Canelo.
You got Crawford over Bud? I mean, you got Crawford over Canelo? Sorry.
I'll be going for him. Be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off,
Eddie Hearn revealed why Canelo is hesitant to fight Crawford. According to Eddie, Canelo feels he wouldn't get much credit for beating Crawford because of the size difference. However, Eddie personally believes Canelo would overpower Terence Crawford.
Don't represent him. I don't think he's overly interested in the Terence Crawford fight, because I think he'll be thinking, I'm not going to get any credit for beating Terence Crawford. He's a 147-pounder who's just moved to 154. You're asking him to move up to 168 and fight a guy that's going to...
Crawford's training partner, 3-weight. World champion Shakur Stevenson believes Terence has the power to hurt Canelo and would win if they fought. Stevenson said, "I've been with Crawford for a long time, and I think he has a higher boxing IQ than Canelo. I've seen him hurt heavyweights in the gym. He makes them wobble. People say Bud can't hurt Canelo, but I don't agree. In my opinion, Crawford is the better boxer, stronger than people think, and I believe he can beat Canelo." Commentator: Tim Bradley also predicts that Crawford would win against the super middleweight champion. Bradley compared it to when Floyd Mayweather outboxing Canelo in 2013. He said, "Crawford has the skills to outbox Canelo. Look at what happened when Jermell Charlo fought him. Charlo, who moved up from 154, just survived in the ring. But Crawford is a different mentality. He's a true pound-for-pound guy. He's competitive, he wants this fight, and I think he'll do well." On the other hand, Carlos Adams, who has sparred with Crawford, feels Terence shouldn't face Canelo right now. He explained, "Canelo punches really hard, and it could be dangerous for Terence's career."
Vi 3 divisiones bastante libres, demasiadas yo diría. Pienso que no es algo que él lo necesita ahora mismo. Crawford en su carrera ha demostrado que es un buen peleador, pero pienso que no tiene que estar corriendo esos grandes riesgos, porque no solamente pone su carrera en riesgo, también pone su vida, porque un golpe de Canelo le puede hacer daño de por vida.
I don't think Crawford needs the Canelo fight right now. I think it's kind of needless for Crawford because his reputation is well cemented, and a punch by Canelo could not only be dangerous for him to lose the fight, but it could be dangerous for his life. So
Jose Benavidez, who was recently defeated by Crawford, shared his thoughts, saying, "Terence is a great, undefeated pound-for-pound boxer. He's smart, and anything can happen in boxing. It all depends on how you use your mind."
You know, Crawford's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a smart fighter. He's undefeated, right? He's beat the best of the best. So, I mean, I feel like he'll beat him. I mean, if everyone puts their mind to it and they train how they're supposed to train, which I know he is, I mean, anything's possible because Crawford is, I mean, Canelo's not bigger than him. I mean, weight-wise he is, but height-wise, they're about the same.
Sparring partner Caron Davis, who has shared the ring with both fighters, thinks size will be a major factor in this fight. He acknowledged Terence Crawford's skills, but pointed out that Canelo has both skill and size, which gives him a significant advantage. Davis explained, "I've been in the ring with both. I helped Crawford prepare for his fight against Sean Porter, so I know his abilities. But Canelo is just bigger, and that makes it a tall task for Crawford to win. Size alone doesn't win fights, but when you combine it with skill, it's tough to overcome. If I had to bet, I'd put my money on Canelo. Both fighters are incredible, but Canelo's size and body type give him an edge." Davis also mentioned that it would be hard for Crawford to hurt Canelo, who is known for his granite chin, even at light heavyweight. He said, "Crawford would need to fight a perfect fight to win. Size will definitely play a role. Canelo's punches at 168 would be much more impactful than Crawford's. It's not impossible for Crawford, but it would be very hard." Meanwhile, commentator Jim Lampley shared a different perspective, saying, "There's nothing Terence Crawford can't do. We can't tell him what's possible or not. He's the most stubborn fighter I've ever seen, and he can accomplish anything."
Crawford, he can't do anything. There's no, if Terence Crawford told me, I'm going to become a light heavyweight, and I'm going to fight David Benavidez, I would say Terence knows better than I do what he can do. I mean, does it make any sense? No, it doesn't make any logical sense. So at the end of the day, we can speculate all we want about what he can do or what he should do, but nobody's going to decide this other than Terence Crawford. He is willful, he is stubborn, he is self-possessed, he is possessed of enormous self-belief. He is as confident as any person I've ever met. If I tell Terence Crawford, you can't drive your Ferrari from this intersection to the next one, he's going to get into the Ferrari and prove to me that I'm wrong. So I look forward to seeing whether Terence can prove everybody wrong about what he can or should do.
Alexander Osk is confident that his friend Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. Osk said, "Terence is smart and different. I like him. He's my friend. But he's also a crazy man. I say Terence wins. He's unique. He fights both southpaw and orthodox and is very smart at controlling distance and space." When asked about the weight difference between the two fighters, Osk admitted, "Canelo is big, and he's a good boxer. But I still say, Terence can box like a big guy." On the other hand, professional boxer Amir Khan advised Crawford not to take the fight against Canelo. He shared, "Both fighters are brilliant, but I've faced them both, and Canelo knocked me out when I was at my peak. Canelo is too strong for Crawford. Terence is a technician. He makes you miss and counters well. But when I fought him, I was past my best. Against Canelo, I was in great shape and doing well until he caught me with one big punch that put me away. I don't think Crawford needs this fight." Similarly, Jeff Mayweather believes that the weight difference would play a major role if this fight ever happens.
Two weight classes in what's the name being I think he could still have some problems with Crawford, but still that weight is something to deal with. And you can't just say that because of Crawford's skills, he can automatically go up to 168 pounds and be the guy that's been doing this for a long time and also been one of the best fighters in the world for a long time.
Bernard Hopkins has raised concerns about Terence Crawford's decision to fight Canelo Alvarez. Hopkins questioned the benefit and well-being of Crawford, asking what good this fight could truly bring him.
His life, And with that fight, what do that fight do for Canelo fighting Crawford and Crawford beats Canelo? What do that do for Canelo? I just think that there are so many other fights to make that's realistic and makes sense and less life risking.
Bernard Hopkins further expressed his doubts about Crawford's decision to pursue a fight with Canelo Alvarez. He said, "I have serious reservations about this. It's a risky move and I question the wisdom behind it. As someone who knows the physical toll boxing takes, I'm concerned about Crawford's well-being in a fight against someone like Canelo. What benefit does this fight really hold for Crawford? There are plenty of other matchups that don't carry the same level of risk. However, Teddy Atlas believes Crawford has a unique ability to see things in slow motion during a fight. He said, Crawford slows things down in the ring and sees what others can't. That's what makes his timing so special. Because of that, I can't count him out of anything." Boxing coach Virgil Hunter finds the ambiguity of this fight intriguing. He said, "This matchup is interesting because either fighter can win. That's what makes it exciting for fans. Some believe Crawford will win, while others think Canelo has the edge. Historically, the bigger guy wins, and Canelo has the size. But with someone as exceptional as Crawford, you can't count him out." Amir Khan, who has faced both fighters, added, "Canelo is easier to hit, while Crawford is much harder to deal with in the ring."
Differences between them. Canelo's stronger and is easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Yeah. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit. Clean. Yeah. So really, that's the difference. And
Crawford versus Canelo is a highly anticipated fight, but there's another matchup fans want to see, Canelo versus David Benavidez. Benavidez has been calling out Canelo for a long time and is seen as one of the most credible fighters in Canelo's division. After Canelo's win over Munguia this past weekend, many fans are hoping this fight happens next. However, Canelo has reportedly demanded a staggering $200 million to face Benavidez.
He's tired of the excuses and wants Canelo to tell people that he simply doesn't want to fight it.
I think he's getting put into a corner now where he's running out of excuses. He said that the only thing I bring is 25 extra pounds and I'm not worth nothing, but he's asking $200 million and now he's going to fight me in the same night. It's just stupid, bro. Like, you just tell the people you don't want to fight me.
Do you think his hunger is dissipating?
I don't know. I can't talk to you about what his hunger is or how his training is or how he feels. I can only speak to you about myself, but for me, it looks like fear. It looks like fear, like he's scared of me.
David Benavidez is growing frustrated with the situation and believes Canelo should just admit that he doesn't want to fight him.
Canelo does, that's on him. I mean, I feel like if he was the baddest, he's saying I'm talking so much, why don't he come shut me up? That's really, if you prove that you're the best and you are the best, what does it cost you getting a $65 million check and showing somebody up that you're better than him? You know what I mean? If he doesn't want to fight me, he doesn't want to shut me up, it's for a reason. I mean, he knows what's up. You know what I mean? And I am the best. You know, all the other guys he's fought is weak. They all have no power. That's why he doesn't want to fight me. I'm the bigger guy. I throw more shots. And I've been...
David. Benavidez pointed out that many fighters want to face Canelo because of the massive financial reward it offers. He even joked that fighters like Naoya Inoue might consider moving up just to get a shot at him. Regarding Crawford, Benavidez acknowledged his skill but emphasized the size difference. He said, Crawford is undeniably skilled, but he needs to be realistic about fighting significantly bigger opponents. Look at the Charlo versus Canelo fight. Size matters in boxing. Crawford would face the same challenges. David also accused Canelo of avoiding tough opponents, saying, Canelo doesn't want to fight me. He picks easier fights because he knows I won't be an easy payday.
Benavidez is a monster. He throws, Benavidez throws literally an average of above 50 to 55 punches a round. Yeah. Canelo, Charlo, in the first round, they threw one punch combined. I'm not talking to you as, oh, I hate Canelo, oh, I hate Benavidez. No, I'm talking about a boxing expert. Those are the facts. That's reality on paper. Now, what happens in the ring and the bell rings, I don't know. If Canelo lands that one bomb that he always throws, the right hand, I mean, it's sayonara. It's game over for Benavidez. But I think Benavidez, because he's young, because he's strong, because he's very versatile and throws a lot of punches, it's going to create.
Stephen A. Smith is not a fan of the idea of Canelo Alvarez facing Terence Crawford next, citing the size difference as a major issue for Crawford. Instead, he believes Canelo should fight David Benavidez, whom he considers the best fighter in the 168-pound division. Smith said, "I hate this matchup. Crawford is the best pound-for-pound fighter, and Canelo is also one of the best, but Canelo is fighting at 168, which means he's much heavier. What we all want as boxing fans is for the reigning super middleweight champion to fight another super middleweight champion, David Benavidez. David deserves a shot. He's proven he's the best in the division, and it doesn't feel right for Canelo to pick someone 3 divisions below him instead of facing Benavidez." Oscar De La Hoya agrees and believes Benavidez would knock Canelo out if they fought. He explained, "Benavidez is young with a high output of jabs that could really trouble Canelo."
All the credit in the world for even thinking about possibly fighting Canelo, but if that fight ever takes place, I have Crawford 1,000%. And people are going to say, "Oh, well, you're contradicting yourself." I kind of am, but Crawford is also a big guy. Crawford is a big guy who can handle a Canelo because they're the same size. Crawford is a guy who punches hard, but he doesn't rely on his power. He relies on his footwork. He relies on his speed, on his change-ups. He relies on his combinations. He relies on his mind. And I believe that Crawford...
Floyd Mayweather also thinks Canelo should face David Benavidez instead of Terence Crawford. He said, "If it were up to me, I'd want to see Benavidez face Canelo. It's time for Canelo to stop cherry-picking opponents and take on a real threat. Benavidez is a hungry lion, and if Canelo wants to cement his legacy, he needs to fight him. I respect what Canelo has accomplished, but dodging Benavidez only raises questions about whether he's willing to take on real challenges." Meanwhile, Claressa Shields offered a different take, saying she believes Terence Crawford is the only boxer who can beat Canelo Alvarez right now.
This is going to stay at 175 because I don't think him versus Canelo is going to happen. I think there's already been so much talk, so much saying back and forth to a point where Canelo is going to say, why? I just don't want to give it to him. You know, Canelo has that power. You know, he doesn't need the fight against Benavidez. To us, I would love to.
Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez had some tense moments during the build-up to the Canelo-Munguia fight. The bad blood between them might explain why Oscar picks Terence Crawford as the winner if the potential fight happens.
He keeps saying, you know, if the money's right, so I think the money will be right, you know, eventually. It depends which route Canelo goes, though. You know, it sounds like Terence Crawford, the Saudis want to make that fight happen, so if he fights Crawford, then I think it'll be less likely he'll fight Benavidez. But, yeah, hopefully David gets it.
Garcia thinks Benavidez has the tools to beat Canelo, but he also warns against underestimating a legend like Canelo. He said, "Canelo is so talented that he could win this fight. I personally feel Benavidez has what it takes to defeat him, but I could be wrong." Garcia also dismissed the idea that Canelo is afraid of Benavidez, saying, "Canelo has fought everyone. I don't think he's scared. He's just proud and doesn't feel the need to please everyone asking for this fight. He doesn't have to please Benavidez or his father, who have said things about him that weren't kind. Canelo will gain a lot of respect if he gives this fight to the boxing world, but he doesn't owe anyone." Meanwhile, Rio Valenzuela thinks that if Canelo fights Crawford first, it would likely reduce the chances of him fighting Benavidez. Still, Rio believes Benavidez deserves a shot at Canelo because he's earned it. When asked who has the upper hand in a potential fight between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, Rio Valenzuela was clear in his stance. He said, "Canelo is an elite boxer, no doubt, but David is too fast and hungry for him right now. David beats Canelo. He's too quick and determined. Canelo is a great fighter, a true Mexican legend who's achieved so much, but when I watch him fight, now I believe David wins." Mike Tyson is a big fan of Benavidez and confidently believes he would beat Canelo if they fought. Tyson even thinks Benavidez could defeat Dimitri Bivol, the fighter who previously beat Canelo. Tyson stated, "Benavidez is my guy. I think he can beat anyone in the division. I love Canelo, but he's a little past his prime. I believe David could even take down Bivol. Jim Lampley admires Benavidez's skills, but feels Canelo's legendary status is unmatched. He said, David Benavidez is exciting, spectacular, but we're comparing him to Canelo Alvarez, a man with 70 fights. Do I think David is an extraordinary puncher? Yes, but I don't know enough to say he'll beat Canelo, a guy who's rarely even been hurt in the ring. Lampley also dismissed the notion that Canelo is afraid of Benavidez. Why would Canelo avoid Benavidez when he fought Gennady Golovkin twice? Canelo never backs down. This is a fight that has to happen. Alexander Golovkin praised Benavidez, calling him a very good fighter. Reflecting on their sparring sessions, he admitted, "He kicked my ass. If anyone can beat Canelo, it's Benavidez."
The bigger ones.
Yes.
David, very good.
You ever sparred him?
Yeah, he kicked my ass, by the way. No, listen, I spar him. He's a very skilled fighter. He has ability to absorbing punches. Very good. I think he would be a very good opponent for Canelo. He's the only guy.
David Benavidez has taken an unconventional approach to secure a fight with Canelo Alvarez. He appealed directly to Saudi boxing kingpin Turki Al-Sheikh via social media, asking him to make the historic fight happen. In his plea, Benavidez promised to donate his entire fight purse to charity if he loses, declaring, "This will be the biggest Mexican versus Mexican-American fight in boxing history, and what better place to host it than the kingdom for the world? To see? This fight is for pride and glory. I fight for greatness, not money. Your Excellency, if I don't beat Canelo, I'll donate my entire purse to a children's charity of your choice. And when I do beat him, I'll donate a significant portion of my earnings to combat childhood hunger worldwide. I'm a champion of the people and will always fight the best. I stand by my words." Despite Benavidez's heartfelt appeal, Turki Al-Sheikh appears to have other plans. He envisions a showdown between Benavidez and Alexander Gvozdyk, with the winner earning a shot at Dmitry Bivol. Bivol, the reigning WBA and IBO light heavyweight champion, recently defeated Malik Zada and has expressed interest in a clash with Benavidez. The two have sparred in the past, with Bivol stating that their sessions were beneficial for both fighters.
Had a couple of sparrings. It was good sparrings for me, for him, I think, and maybe in the future, yeah, we could fight to each other because he can move up, and if he moves up.
David Benavidez also reflected on his sparring sessions with Dmitry Bivol, saying he performed well against the current champion. Looking ahead, Benavidez revealed his aspirations to move up to the heavyweight division in the future, signaling his ambition to take on even greater challenges in his career.
You were younger.
I was 22. From seeing what I did to him in those sparring sessions, I'm very confident I'd win. But I'm not gonna, be a fool and just use confidence as the 100% fuel. I'm gonna go in there and work extremely hard.
You're looking to go up to 175 pounds and potentially get the winner out of Benavidez and Bivol.
That's why I want to be a part of these big fights too, because as you know, both you guys know, once you get a really good fighter in front of you, the training camp is different. The mentality is different. And when you get in that ring, you shine. That's what I want for myself. I want to be put in them hard positions where you have to use 100% of your skills. And that's why I feel like the best will come out of me. So I'm not scared of it. So whatever it is, even if light heavyweight isn't my final destination, I really want to go up to cruiserweight.
Ooh, so that's cruiserweight, just another, you're a weight class away from going to actual heavyweight.
Yeah. But we're going to move one step at a time. We got light heavyweight. That's the division.
So, what are your thoughts? Should Canelo Alvarez face Terence Crawford next, or is it time for David Benavidez to get his shot? Share your opinions in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and explore more of our content on screen now.